Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a bit informal, it's going to be a longer video. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be, but as you can see I've got a number of different items out on the table. I've got myself a nice glass of whiskey and coke. Now I quite often drink my whiskey on the rocks, but every now and then I do like to put a mixer with it. And my mixer of choice is Coke. Sometimes I put orange juice, but Coke is normally my go-to if I'm going to put a mixer. Now, like I said, I haven't really got a plan for this video. I've just got a few different items out for display to show you. And there's also a couple of experiments I would like to do also. So first of all, let's get into the whiskey that I'm drinking. Now this was given to me for my birthday from my partner. I'm not sure if it's well known or anything like that. Let me know if you've heard of it before. 46%, so it's quite a strong one. And it does taste quite nice. Now what's cool about this is it can't make its mind up whether it's a corked bottle or a screw bottle, because it kind of screws and then it's a cork. So I haven't seen a bottle like that before. It's normally one or the other. It's normally a cork or a screw top. It's actually quite a nice touch that you've got the nice effect of pulling out a cork, but you've got the security of the screw as well. So yeah, quite cool. Right, so we have got on display some bicarbonate of soda. So we've got on display some bicarbonate of soda. So you can probably guess what we're going to be doing as well. Now, let's set the light in. It's already quite bright outside, so I don't know how well a candle's going to show up, but let's get a candle. And I got this on eBay, and I think it was only like £4 or £5, including delivery. And it's like a Yankee Candle jar. I don't know if you buy them like this or whether you buy them with the candles in already. I think this is one you kind of buy and then you can put a candle in it. Not too sure, but it kind of fits in with the colour scheme that I like in my videos. Let's get this one lit so we can get a little bit of light in on the go. This is the one I usually have in the backdrop. This is actually my partner's candle. And when I saw the colours of it, I was like, right, that's coming in my setup. So yeah, I got this one myself from eBay. How do we do this? I'm guessing we just drop it in there, in the middle like that. Let's get this one lit as well. There we go, well away. So we have a couple of candles on the go. Very romantic. Now, what should we do next? Should we get some silver out? Let's get a little bit of silver out. Now, I brought the silver from my setup, so it's my silver that you've seen that's normally in my videos. I chucked it all in this Tupperware and I brought it down. Now, the silver in here is the silver, I can already smell it because it really stinks. It's the silver that I put underneath the smoked waterfall. And many of you said in the comments that it would give off a kind of residue on the coins, and that's exactly what it's done. I'm not going to touch them now because I don't want my hands to be all sticky, but it's literally got like a kind of sticky layer all over them, almost like, the way to describe it is, say you had like a sucky sweet, like a lollipop or something, and you left it on top of them and it melted. It's like that sort of texture, and they actually really stink as well. So they smell of like the fragrance from the incense. So yeah, I need to clean them. I might do that during this video. I need to clean them and give them a dry. So that is something we can do. Now, like I said, you've seen all this silver before because it's the silver that I have in my regular videos. I do plan to get some more silver out of the long-term stack for future videos. It's just a bit logistically challenging because it's not all at my house, it's at different locations, it's in different safes, and it's very secure. Some of the locations where my silver's secured, it's very, very secure. I've actually got some silver buried outside. I've got like half a monster box worth of silver. Britannia's buried at a different address in the garden. So yeah, I've kind of really gone to town with hiding my silver at different locations. But still, we've got quite a nice selection here. This is old British circulated coins. Really, really nice. These are actually all quite good condition considering the years on them. 1928. Now, top of my head, I believe that anything under 1947 contains silver, I believe. The Stat Collector, you'll be able to correct me on that. I have done videos about it in the past, but I can't think top of my head. I think it's under anything younger than 1947 contains silver. So that's my circulated silver. Got this coin here, which arrived with a kind of brownie kind of stain to it. It's not going to focus, is it? Let's try and get that focusing. There we go. It arrived with a kind of like brownie tone to it, and it's not a nice tone. It's almost like someone's rested their tea bag on it. So that's the coin we're going to try and clean up in a little bit with the baking soda. Pop it on there for now. And then this one here, I thought this lighting would be better because we're in kind of daylight here. So let's try and block it off a little bit. There we go, because there's so much going on. Now this is an old Mexican coin, 25 pesos, is it? And I believe that's the percentage of silver that it contains, 0.72, so 72% silver, I believe. Again, I'm sure someone will be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but 1968 is quite a nice kind of old historic coin. And then we've got some Britannias. My least favourite bullion is the kangaroo. I think it's really boring. The kangaroo doesn't pop out at all because you've got too much going on in the background. You can't hardly see the text. Just not a fan of these coins at all. I only got it so I had kind of a bit more of a variety in my YouTube stack, and it was a good price. But yeah, not a fan. American Silver Eagles, absolutely gorgeous pieces of silver. One of my favourite bullion coins. Really, really like the American Silver Eagles. What I love about them is the size. They're bigger than, say, a Britannia, for example. They're actually quite a bit bigger. You can see around the edge there. So they feel more substantial in the hand. And also, if you've ever held an American Silver Eagle, you'll know that it's kind of like a concaved effect. So the coin kind of like slopes inwards, so it kind of really pops with the design. But yeah, really, really nice piece of silver. Then we've got, now these are controversial for me to have in my YouTube stack because you could class these as semi-numismatic. They carry quite a premium. 1986. One of my favourite silver coins these are. Really, really nice. Mexican coat of arms on the back there. And they're quite small compared to a normal size 1 ounce coin. But that's because they're quite a lot thicker and they've got this texture around the edge. So really nice. If you've got a few of them, they're really nice to kind of stack up because you can see the kind of text around the edge. It's really nice pieces of silver. Like I said, one of my favourite silver coins, but they do carry quite a high premium. Now this is a coin that the Stat Collector bought me for my birthday. He sent me some money via one of my, I think it was one of my premiere videos, and you can donate money, and he sent me some money and he said, this is for your birthday to get yourself a silver coin. And this is the silver coin I chose. He's actually got the same one now because he liked it so much he went and got himself one. But yeah, it's a Robin Hood design, lots going on in the background. You've got the horse, Maid Marian, just lots going on, and it's like an antique effect as well, so just really looks nice, and a really nice piece of silver that. So yeah, thanks again, the Stack Collector, for my birthday present. And then we've got another Britannia there. So yeah, you can see we've got a nice little selection out for you today. Got a vintage JM bar. I didn't even know this was vintage until someone mentioned it in the comments. They said that if you've got 3 full JM logos showing, and just the 3, so you can see the other ones are all kind of half or cut off, this one's got 3 full logos, that's how you identify if this is vintage or not. So I'm not sure exactly how old it is or anything like that. It's got a serial number on there. Again, this probably shouldn't really be in my YouTube stack. This should probably be like in a capsule or something, or more protected, but yeah, I really like it. Really nice looking piece of silver. Solid as well, 10-ounce bar, so it's nice, and it's quite chunky as well, so a really nice size. So there we go. So, and you've seen the stack of bars many times. My favourite bars by far. These are all 10-ounce from the Scottsdale Mint, but they're nice and chunky. They're smaller than your kind of standard 10-ounce bar, if you like, but that is because they've got a real nice thickness to them. You can see it's quite a big difference, and they're really good quality coins, and they're really good quality bars. They've got this kind of anti-forgery swirl effect on the back. They've got the stamp on the back. They're all serialized, and obviously the best thing about them is they actually stack. Really nice. I've got 10 of these in total. They look so good. It's so satisfying. The way they lock in, it really just, because they're kind of precision engineered, they lock in perfect. What a nice sound. And you can see that some of them have actually got their plastic on them still. Let's do that again. And you can see that some of them have actually got their plastic on them still. So some of these were actually ordered new from Scottsdale Silver. So yeah, really nice selection of 10-ounce bars. I would like to add some more in the future, but they do carry quite a premium, so it's quite hard to get them at a nice price. So there we go, we've got a little bit of silver out now, so it's starting to look like a silver stacking channel again, instead of a cooking channel with some bicarbonate of soda on the background. So we've got some candles. I need to clean these up. I might clean these up in a little bit. So the first thing I want to do, after I've had a sip of my whiskey, cheers. Do you reckon that's going to burn the table? Should that go on something, really? Not sure. Let's put it on something just in case. Don't want it to burn a hole in the table. It's quite hot already. There we go. Right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to do the bicarbonate of soda experiment. Now, I've seen a couple of people do this. I think Future Investments did it on his channel actually a while back. And I think all you do, now I'm not even gonna research how to do it. I'm just gonna go from what I remember when I've watched videos on it. Now I think what you do is you line a bowl with tin foil. I should really search it, how to do it properly, but we're just going to wing it, and then if I do this wrong you can let me know in the comment section and we can do it again in the future. Let's move them back a bit. There we go. I'm starting to get a nice little setup now. For those of you that are still watching, I really do appreciate it, because this video, like I said, is very informal. It's very relaxed. I had an evening spare. My partner's working, my children are in bed. It's quite a nice evening actually. The sun's out, so I could be sitting on my deck and in the garden and getting a bit of a tan, but I thought, you know what, it'd be nice just to do a video where I have a couple of glasses of whiskey and we just film and then see what we get up to. So yeah, I don't blame you if you don't watch this video. It's not like my normal videos. It's not like a topic or something to talk about. It's not going to be very interesting, but it might be interesting if this works. But yeah, I do really appreciate those of you that are still watching. It's more of a kind of chilled vibe. And I think it's very important when you start a YouTube channel to not lose track of why you started it in the first place. It's very easy, especially when you get monetized on YouTube, it's very easy to start almost looking at it like a job and almost getting so caught up on the views. And you do a video, if it doesn't hit X amount of views, you almost think, oh, that's a shame. I was hoping that was going to do better than that. And it is very easy to almost get caught up in trying to almost use it as a kind of second job, if you like I said, when you get monetized, because obviously you make money from the ads. But I think it's very important sometimes to remember that the reasons why you started the channel in the first place, and the reason I started this channel in the first place was to document my silver stacking journey, and just almost like a hobby, really. I just enjoy editing videos, I enjoy making videos, and it's nice to look back in the future and see how much silver and gold I've accumulated, and you can almost go back and use it like a diary, if you like. Now, I've never been a big fan of writing a diary, so it's my way as well in the future of being able to go back and look at my previous videos and see what sort of stuff I was buying, what sort of price I was paying, and just see how my kind of stacking journey's evolved as I've learned more about what's the best things to pick up, where's the best places to buy, and all the rest of it. So sometimes I think it's quite nice to do these videos where it's a little bit more informal. It's like when I did my Lego series, and the views wise, they didn't do very well. I think they only got a couple of 100 views per video, and my average per video is around about 1,000 to 2,000 views. So if you kind of compare it, they didn't do very well in terms of views, but I actually really enjoyed making them because I was sitting there with my partner. She was kind of making the Lego. I was talking about silver, had a drink on the go, I had a whiskey on the go. And it was just a really nice chilled video, and I really enjoyed making it. And I think that's what's the most important thing about when you start a YouTube channel, to remember why you started it. And most people start YouTube channels not to get rich, not to quit their jobs. They start it for something to do and as a hobby. And it's nice to be able to just do these sort of videos. And at the end of the day, this is my channel. So if I want to do a video like this, I can. You have that flexibility to do what you like. Now, some of the larger channels that have sponsorship deals and all the rest of it, they don't have the flexibility like I do to be able to just do videos like this, because they literally are tied by how many views they have to get. Like if they get sponsored, for example, from a company to advertise their mining stock or whatever it may be, they want the video to do well. They want the video to pull in the views, because sometimes you get these deals where you have to get a video to a certain amount of views to be able to kind of hit the contract. So for example, if they say, right, you need to advertise our product, your videos on average pull in 10,000 views. So the video that you advertise on needs to be pulling those sort of views and all the rest of it. So there's a lot of pressure involved when you're sponsored by different products and things like that. So I think it's very nice to have the flexibility to be able to do whatever videos you like. And like you can tell, I've had a few whiskeys, and that's why I'm rambling on a little bit. But I wouldn't be able to do these sort of videos if I was sponsored, or if I kind of was advertising products on this channel, because I'd be worried about this video not doing very well. I'd be worried about people now clicking off because they're bored of me talking for 15 minutes about nothing, basically. So yeah, I think it is nice when you have a YouTube channel and you have your own flexibility to do whatever you like. So yeah, I'm going to try not to ramble on too much, because like I said, I have had a few whiskies. But I think all you do is you put a little bit bicarbonate soda on the bottom, you put in boiling water, you put in the coins you want to clean, and then you put a little bit more baking soda on top. I think that's what you do. Bicarbonate soda. Maybe it's baking soda I've meant to get. No, I'm sure it's bicarbonate soda. Like I said, we'll find out. We'll find out in the comment section. I'm just going to go and get the boiling water. I'm just going to pause this for a second. Right, so I'm back. Got some boiling water in there. Now, let me just decide what coins I'm going to do. I'm really tempted to put this bar in. I don't want to damage it. I'm probably going to sit this bar out for now. I'll probably sit that one out because I don't want to risk damaging it, because like I said, that is a vintage bar. Let's have a look. This one's got quite a few marks on it. It's got quite a few sort of marks and bits and pieces on it. So I think we'll do that. We're definitely going to do this one because, like I said, although in this lighting you can't really see what I mean, for those of you that have seen my other videos, you'll know that this has got really weird, like kind of tea bag stain marks over it. Almost like I spilt a coffee or a tea or something over it. So I really want to clean that one up. I suppose we could put in the maple, because that's got a few fingerprints and things like that on it. It's a bit... And then what we'll do, we'll put a couple of Britannias in as well. And you know what? I'm tempted to put in some of these. I might put in all of these, you know. Because I have got more of these. These are the YouTube stack. So maybe I'll put some of them in. I think I've got 5 of these in the YouTube stack. I can find them. Yes, I think what we'll do is we'll put these in. The old circulated silver. Put in a couple of Britannias. And then we'll put these ones down here in as well. And we'll see how they turn out. Right, so we're going to put some bicarbonate of soda down first. If it's going to come out. Where's that spoon gone? There we go. Like I said, I can't remember exactly how to do this, so I'm pretty much winging it at this point. There we go, so we've got a nice layer there. Should we put the coins in first? No, let's put the hot water in first and we can mix it in a little bit. Right, there we go. Right, so we've done that. Now we're going to just plop these in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more over the top of them. And then we're going to add the last bit of water. There we go. So I'm going to leave that now. I don't know how long you're meant to leave it, if you're meant to flip them over or anything like that. I'm not really sure, but we'll put that to one side. We'll let that do its thing. And then we'll see what happens. So what do you think about this little candle holder then? Like I said, it was only like £4 or £5 from eBay. And I think it fits in nicely with the setup I'm kind of trying to go for. I'm trying to go for a kind of, someone called it a gentleman's club, but I don't really want to call it a gentleman's club because I like the fact that there are some ladies that watch this channel as well. So I'm trying to go for a kind of, obviously not today because it's quite bright, but on my normal setup, I'm trying to go for kind of a more chilled vibe. Somewhere it's almost like a kind of cigar lounge. I've never been to a cigar lounge because I don't smoke, but something I could imagine that a cigar lounge would look like, where it's kind of more ambience lighting, quite sort of dark. You've got candles going, you've got like whiskey on the table, and do you know what I mean? Just like a nice kind of setup like that. So that's what I'm trying to achieve in my new setup. So I hope I'm doing it justice. But yeah, I'll be interested to hear what you're up to this evening. It's a Friday night here. I'm not working tomorrow. I have Saturdays off. Hence the reason I'm getting on the whiskies. And I don't really know what to talk about because I haven't like really got a topic or anything like that. So we are just kind of having a chat really. Like, these Britannias have actually held up so well. These Britannias have been in my YouTube stack for a long time now. And they've been chucked around outside in the snow. They've been handled on the surface. Now, when I first started stacking, this is a good topic. When I first started stacking, I was very, very careful with my silver. Whenever I brought an item of silver, and I wouldn't buy it by the tubes, I'd buy them individually. So I'd go on the Raw Mint, for example, because I didn't know there was other places that you could buy precious metals to start with. I knew there was eBay, but I wasn't sure how safe eBay was. So after my first kind of initial purchases, I went onto the Raw Mint site, and I used to buy like one Britannia at a time. And I'd buy like one that was kind of like a series one, for example, like a Robin Hood one, or a Tudor Beasts one, or I think it was Queen Beasts back then when I first started. And I'd buy it just to kind of a single coin. And when it arrived, I'd put it straight in the capsule if it didn't arrive in one already. And then I'd be so careful with it. I'd even have gloves on when I was holding it in the capsule. And then when I took it out of the capsule, I was holding it on the edges. Even though I had cotton gloves on, I'd be holding it on the edges, and I'd be so careful with it. And I'd be really, really kind of gently tiptoeing around it, if you like. Whereas now, I'm not so much like that now with my bullion coins. I don't get me wrong, I have still got bullion coins in my stack that are in capsules, and they're really well protected, and I won't be taking them out of the capsules because I want to kind of have a collection of nice capsulated coins. But when it comes to these coins that are in my YouTube stack, they almost get a little bit abused, and I think some people don't like to see it, because when some people just start off stacking and they buy their first few ounces, because it is quite a lot of money, and people don't realise that one of these worth like £25 as an average, for example, here in the UK, because obviously you pay 20% VAT, so they work out more when you buy them over here. And when people first start stacking and they only kind of buy a couple because they're so expensive, say they just buy 4 and they spent like £100 on 4, and they really look after them, they've got their cotton gloves on, they put them in the capsules, and they really take care of them. And then they stumble across my channel and they see that I'm throwing them around. Like I said, I'm making videos outside in the snow. I'm putting them in the back of my toilet for an experiment. I'm leaving them out in the open all the time. I'm not keeping them airtight. I'm touching the top of them. I'm dropping them around. I'm clanging them against each other. And I think some people get quite offended. They think that I almost don't respect it. I don't care about it. And it's almost like I've just, like these children. And again, we're going off topic, but there isn't really a topic anyway. So when I was younger, I didn't really get given anything. So if I wanted a PlayStation, for example, and this was when I was earning like £2 a week pocket money, or £1 a week pocket money, I think I started off with. And my dad didn't really agree with me having a PlayStation. He didn't really understand technology and things like that. And he didn't like the idea of me having a PlayStation. And I asked for a PlayStation, and he said to me, you can have one, but you have to save up for it yourself. And I think that he thought I wouldn't be able to save up for it because I didn't have very much pocket money coming in. He probably expected me, when I got my birthday money, just to spend it on whatever straight away. But I actually managed to save up all my birthday money, all my Christmas money, and pocket money every week. And I think I was like doing extra things around the house, like cutting the lawn or whatever, to get a little bit extra pocket money. And I gradually built it up. And when I first bought my PlayStation, it was obviously the first PlayStation that came out. I brought that, and I brought Crash Bandicoot, if those of you can remember that game. And I was so over the moon that I'd managed to buy it myself. I'd saved up all this money, and I used to really look after it. I used to be really careful with the CDs. When I finished playing a game, I'd put it in the case by holding the edges. If it had any kind of dust on it, I would use a cloth to carefully wipe the disc, put it back in the case, close the case, put it in the pile, put the controller gently on top of the PlayStation. And I would really, really look after everything. And then I'd go around my friends' houses that didn't have to save up their own money to buy their games consoles, and they just got given them for birthdays or Christmas, or they just got given them for whatever, not even a birthday or Christmas. They asked for a PlayStation, they got given one, and they didn't respect them at all because they didn't have to feel the pain of saving up for them. So they would literally throw the controllers around. They would lose at a game. Say myself and that person was playing a racing car game, for example, and they lost. They would launch the controller against the wall, or they'd take the disc out and they'd throw it against the wall. And when they put a CD in the actual console, I don't know if you remember the old original PlayStations, you had to kind of push the top down. You pressed a little button, it popped up, you put it in and you pushed it down. They would slam it down. and they would really not respect it at all. And they used to have games that are breaking all the time, controllers that are breaking all the time. The PlayStation would play up, it wouldn't like read the disc. They had to open it and like blow inside to try and sort it out. And the discs were really scratched, had to rub it on their clothes to try and get it to play and all the rest of it. And it really opened my eyes. And this is when I was really young, and it opened my eyes to see that when people get given things, they don't respect it. So if you have to save for something yourself, you really, really respect it. And it's something that I'll definitely do with my children. I won't be just buying them expensive things. When they get to a stage where they're earning their own money, whether it be pocket money, whether they get a paper round or their first job, whatever it may be, if they want something like a big purchase, like a mobile phone, their first mobile phone or their first games console, or even their first bike, I'll make sure that they appreciate the value of it by feeling the pain of saving up for it. Because again, another example with bikes, people that used to get given bikes when I was younger, when I was a kid, you'd see them chuck them on the floor and they'd cycle up somewhere and then they'll get off and just chuck it down, or they'd leave it outside the shop and they'll get stolen because they wouldn't worry about locking it up. They'd just leave it out their house or outside the shop when they went in the corner shop to get some sweets or whatever it may be. Whereas with me, because I had to obviously save up my own things, or if a bike was given to me for a birthday, it wasn't just given to me as a present, as a kind of random gift. It was given to me as an actual present, like a birthday present or something like that. I used to make sure it was always padlocked up. I'll take care of it. I wouldn't just chuck it down. I'd make sure it was resting up nicely against the wall and not like laying on the floor and all the rest of it. So yeah, like I said, I'd definitely something I'm going to do with my children. I'm going to make sure that they appreciate the value of things, because when you have to feel the hardship of saving up for something, you appreciate it a lot more. Now, I don't really know where that was going with this topic, but I think what I was saying is sometimes when people first start stacking and they've saved up, I say £100 to buy 4 silver coins, and that's their purchase, and then they stumble across my channel and they see me chucking silver around, and they almost think that I'm ungrateful, and they almost think that they spent so much money. I've spent so much money on this silver, but I don't really appreciate it. And I'm just throwing it around, because you've got to think, just on this table here alone, there's a few £1,000s worth of silver. Now, just in this stack alone, there's a few £1,000s. These are 10-ounce bars. There's 10 of them, and I don't know exactly what they're going for now, but they all contain quite a premium. And obviously, you've seen I've got 25 Britannias here. I've got some American Silver Eagles. These contain a huge premium. I've got some kind of semi-numismatic coins here as well. So there's a few £1,000s worth of silver on this table right now. And like I said, some smaller channels, when they just start stacking, they stumble across my channel and I get comments like, you don't respect your silver and you need to put it in airtights and you throw it around and all the rest of it. And I think they think that I've almost just been given this silver and I don't care about it or whatever it may be. But I've had to work hard to buy this silver. And believe it or not, I do really, really appreciate it. But it's just, I have a separate stack that I do throw around, and that's what I use for videos. Now, if I made sure everything was in capsules and I didn't have a YouTube channel and everything was in capsules and everything was bubble wrapped and all stored away nicely, that's fair enough if I didn't have a YouTube channel. But because I have a YouTube channel, I think I owe it to people to show off this stuff in all its glory. Now, it wouldn't be the same if I had all of this silver in capsules trying to show it off on camera. It would be glaring from the plastic. It just doesn't look as nice on camera when you've got it all in capsules. And that is what made me kind of start deciding to have some silver like this that is just separate from my main stack. And I will do videos, like I just said, in the future where I get out some more of my long-term stack. And I have actually got a huge case. I say huge case. I've got a case, and I think I've done it I've shown it in a video before, and it's a watch case. It's made to store like 20 watches or something. And I brought it and I took out the kind of bits that where the watches go, and I've put all my encapsulated coins, my kind of collector coins, in this storage box. And like I said, I will get it out for a future video, and I'll probably do it in a setup similar to this where I've got a bit more room and I can actually go through it all. And you'll see that the coins that are in there are capsulated. Some of them are factory sealed in their kind of plastic wrap, and they are really, really well protected, and I don't take them out of the capsules and chuck them around and all the rest of it. So I do really, really appreciate that you do need to look after silver. And I am fully aware that this silver, in the future, everyone says, oh yeah, it's only silver, it's bullion, it doesn't matter if it's scratched or fingerprinted or whatever. That's what some people say. But the reality is, if I walk into a coin shop or a bullion dealer or wherever I decide to sell this silver in the future, the reality is I won't get as much as I would if it was pristine. If this was a tube of Britannias and it was kept in the tube the day I brought it and it was sealed, or even if it wasn't sealed but I hadn't opened it, it was just left in the tube, those silver coins, without a doubt, would sell more than these silver coins that I'm showing you today that have scratches, fingerprints, scuffs, milk spots, all the rest of it. 100%. Now, I know people will disagree and they'll say, oh, it's bullion is bullion, silver is silver. But at the end of the day, unless you want to get absolute spot for this stuff, then you do need to consider looking after it, because I don't want to sell this for spot. I want to sell this for slightly over spot in the future, because that's how much I paid slightly over spot. I paid a 20% VAT. Whenever you buy silver, you don't pay spot, you pay a premium on it. So I don't want to be getting just spot or under spot for my bullion in the future. So I do think it is very, very important to protect your silver. And like I said, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, all of my silver would be in capsules, in tubes, in airtights. These would be in here all the time. All of the silver you've seen today would be in there all the time. Airtights, capsules, all the rest of it. And it would be out of the kind of the daylight and out of the air and out of the kind of humidity. It would be in a storage place that's got the kind of same regulated temperature and all the rest of it, to take as many precautions as I can to protect it as well as I could, because it would be solely an investment. But because it's not solely an investment, this is kind of props, if you like, for my YouTube channel. Now, I need silver that I can get out on display and play around with, because let's face it, this channel wouldn't be very interesting if I didn't have any silver that I could clang around with, play around with, take this out when I'm going out for a day out and do some videos out and about with it. The other day I filmed when I was standing in a shed full of sheep. There was sheep everywhere, all around me. And I decided it was great for a video topic, talking about how people sometimes become sheeps when they watch other people's stacking on YouTube, and they kind of copy them and they kind of turn into sheep and they buy what they're buying instead of buying what they want to buy. And if it wasn't for me having these in my pocket at the time, and if they were kind of locked away in a capsule, in a tube somewhere, I wouldn't have been able to just whip them out of my pocket, grab my phone and start recording there and then. So yeah, I do think it's very important when you have a YouTube channel to have a separate stack that you do kind of throw around a little bit, and you don't matter too much if they get scuffs or anything like that. And you've seen me in the past show my kind of whole tubes of coins and things like that, and I don't chuck them all out. I don't open up all the tubes and empty them all out and throw it around. Like, sometimes I might open a tube and get a couple out to show you the coins, but they go straight back in. So just know that because you do see me sometimes throwing silver around, I do definitely appreciate that it needs to be looked after. I'm definitely not one of these kind of sport brats when I was younger and they got given everything, so you don't have any respect or value anything. I'm completely the opposite. Like I said, I've been brought up in a way that you save up for your own things, you buy things and you look after them, and that's what I'm going to pass down to my children. So yeah, don't for 1 minute think that I don't appreciate the value of these coins just because I chuck them around. I fully appreciate them, and I actually love these coins more than the ones that are in my stack. The ones that are like kind of in my deep stack, although they're a lot shinier and they're a lot more protected and they haven't got all the fingerprints on them, I prefer these ones because these are the ones I play around with all the time. I'm quite attached to all of these items you see on the table, because you've got to think I make a minimum 1 video a day, and I have been doing for the last 7 months. Sometimes I make 3 videos a day. So I'm always around this stuff. I'm always picking it up. I'm always playing with it. Like I said, I always take some out with me if I leave the house in case I see a video opportunity. So I'm actually quite attached to this stuff. So although it's kind of getting manhandled a little bit, I do really, really appreciate its value. And I do still think it's really, really fascinating that every single one of these coins here in the UK is worth around about £25 currently. I think that is really, really fascinating that you can hold a stack of that and you can count off 4, and that is £100 right there. It's crazy to think that that literally is worth £100 in value currently. It's just a really, really nice feeling, and it doesn't have the same feeling as if you had £100 in cash, because if you had £100 in cash just kind of sitting around the house, every single year it's losing like 10% currently due to inflation. So it wouldn't make sense to have cash sitting around because it's just losing value. Whereas this stuff, the charts have shown that it goes up in value. So it's so nice to have this stuff sitting around, knowing that every kind of year, this is gradually creeping up in price. So yeah, it's really cool. Who knows? In a few years' time, you might only take 2 to equal £100. So yeah, it's exciting. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these coins now because they've been sitting there for quite a while. Now this video is like 40 minutes long, so once I've edited it down, it's probably still going to be like a half an hour long video. So if anyone's still watching, I do really appreciate it. And I definitely do not expect people to be watching this far, because this is kind of a video more for me, really. It's kind of something to do on a Friday night. I'm enjoying myself, I'm having a whiskey, playing around with silver, I'm doing an experiment. And it's something that I would do even if I didn't have this YouTube channel, even if this camera wasn't rolling. This is something I would do now. I really love just messing around with silver and doing experiments and playing around with it. So it's nice that I have people now that enjoy watching and the same sort of hobby as me. And like I said, those of you that are still watching this video, I really do appreciate it. And there will definitely be a couple of you at least that are probably still watching this video, probably hoping it's going to get a little bit exciting, but nevertheless, you're still watching this video. And I really do appreciate that. It's nice to know that I have other people that I can talk to about this hobby and experience it with. Now, I don't know why I'm just using this. Water's not even that hot now, so I don't know why I'm just using the spoon. Let's just flip them over my hands. Now, like I said, I'm not sure exactly how long to leave these in here. You'll have to let me know in the comment section what I've done wrong on this experiment, and then I can redo it. But yeah, I'm just literally going from what I remember seeing. I remember seeing people put bicarbonate soda in a container, hot water, coins on, a little bit more of a sprinkle. Let's have a little look. It doesn't seem to be coming off. Although that does look a lot shinier, to be fair. Still got marks on it though. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it for a little bit longer. How's this one looking? The one that's got the coffee stains on it. That's still got some brown marks on it. That side looks really nice actually. That's come up really nice. So yeah, I'm going to leave it in there for a bit longer. Should put a little bit more bicarbonate soda on. I don't really know if that's going to make any difference. Little sprinkle on top, 'cause now we've obviously flipped them. Yeah, I'll leave them like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go and clean these up. Like I said at the beginning of the video, these are those coins that I used for the smoke waterfall, and they're really sticky. And like I said, they really smell strange as well. So I don't know what that'll do to them long term. I don't know if that'll damage them. And I just don't really want them mixing with the rest of the coins while they've got this kind of residue on them anyway. So I'm going to quickly pause this video. I'm going to rinse. So I'm going to quickly pause this video. I'm going to rinse them under warm water, and then I'll come back and dry them off on camera. So I've just rinsed them under hot water, and they still feel a little bit sticky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add them to this solution here in the hope that this kind of cleans them up a little bit. Now these coins here, these are constitutional silver, old circulated coins from the US, and these were actually sent to me by Constitutional Stacker. Now for those of you that have seen the video, you'll know that some of them actually fell out on the way here, but really nice looking coins. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble by Constitutional Stacker for putting them in this solution. I don't know if that will damage them in any way, I'm not too sure, but I want to kind of clean them up a little bit after they've had that oil on them. There we go. Got them all in there now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit more hot water. Just to top it up. There we go. Now I think what I'll do is I'll leave that for like another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll take them all out. I'll use some kitchen towel to dry them down, and then we'll see how they look. At the moment, I can't see any huge changes. Although saying that looks quite a lot cleaner actually. This is one of the old circulated coins. That actually looks quite a lot cleaner. It's got more of a shine to it instead of kind of a dull colour. So yeah, maybe I've done it right here. Maybe I've got it right. Let's see. Let's leave them. Like I said, I'm going to leave them for 10 more minutes, and then we'll get them out, we'll dry them off, and then we'll have a little look, see how they look. Another bit of whiskey. Let me know in the comment section if you drink, and if you do drink, what do you drink? I know some stackers, and I've spoken to a few stackers here on YouTube, and I know some stackers that used to drink quite a lot, and they stopped drinking when they started stacking. Now, I don't know whether that was because they wanted to put more money into precious metals, and they saw it kind of a motivational way of stopping drinking, because the money they saved on alcohol they could put into precious metals. I'm not really sure what made them quit, but I have spoken to like 2 or 3 people now that said that when they first started stacking, they stopped drinking. So like I said, I don't know if that was kind of their motivation to stop drinking. I don't know whether they kind of had a drinking problem, if you like, and they used precious metals as a way of stopping drinking and buying precious metals. Now, me personally, I haven't got a drinking problem or anything like that. I do like a drink. I don't drink when I have work the next day. I only drink when I don't have work the next day, because I have to get up very, very early for work. I have to get up at 2:45 in the morning. So my alarm goes off at 2:45, and then I get out of bed at 3 o'clock. So my alarm goes off at 2:45, so it gives me 15 minutes to have a look on YouTube, reply to any emails, look at my investments and things like that. And then I get out of bed at 3 o'clock, and then I start work at 4 o'clock. So it gives me half an hour to get ready, half an hour to get to work. So I am up very, very early. So during the week, I don't normally have a drink, but when I'm not working the next day, I do like to have a drink. Now, my drink of choice is either whiskey or lager. So I do like Heineken. I really like Heineken, actually. That's one of my favourite beers. I like Carlsberg Export. I like Stella. I like kind of the stronger beers. And when I say stronger, I mean sort of around the 5% mark. Now, I know Carlsberg Export is like 4.8, but you know what I mean? I don't really like just kind of standard Carlsberg or Foster's. I used to like Foster's. I used to like Carlin, but it tastes a little bit too watery now, really. I think because I've been drinking more of the higher percentage stuff. When you go back to drinking some of the kind of weaker percentage stuff, it just tastes a little bit more watery. And I used to really, really enjoy a Foster's, actually. That used to be one of my go-to drinks. When I was younger and I used to go out drinking in the pubs and stuff, I'd always order a pint of Foster's. But it's only kind of now, as I've got older and I enjoy kind of Heineken and more kind of stronger lagers, having like a Foster's tastes a little bit weak. So yeah, I do quite like a lager, but if I'm not drinking a lager, it'll be a whiskey. And like I said, I do quite often drink my whiskey on the rocks, but every now and then I like to put a mixer with it, and it's normally Coke, sometimes orange juice. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, what is your alcoholic drink of choice? Do you drink? Do you not drink? If you don't drink, what are the reasons that you don't drink? Because I know some people just don't like drinking. They don't like the person they become when they have a drink. They have kind of a reputation of maybe becoming aggressive or just turning into a different person when they drink. So they don't actually like getting to that side of things. Now, me personally, I'm quite a reserved person. I'm quite a shy person normally when it comes to socializing and things like that. So for me, drinking is kind of a little bit of a coping mechanism. If I go to like a social event or something like that, I wouldn't be able to really enjoy myself if I went to a social event without a drink, because I'd be kind of quite reserved, quite quiet. Whereas if I go to a social event, even if I have one drink, so I'm not exactly drunk or anything like that, but just to kind of, I think it's more psychological. If I have one drink and I'm at a social event, then I'm a lot more chatty, talkative, I get more stuck in. And for those people that don't really know me as a person, they probably wouldn't even know that I'm a shy person, because whenever I kind of socialise, I'm quite sort of outgoing and bubbly, whereas actually the reality is I'm not a very sociable person at all. I almost have to psych myself up before I go to a social event. So yeah, I do quite like a drink when I go to a social event. And like I said, I don't have to get really, really drunk to go out and things like that, but just one or two, bit of Dutch courage. And then, yeah, I quite like the person I become, because I become a lot more confident. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Do you have a drink before you go to an event and things like that, or do you do the opposite? Do you not like the person that you become when you have a drink? So that's what's made you become a non-drinker. I'll be interested to hear that as well. So yeah, I think we're gonna start taking these out now, because I think I just rambled on about alcohol for 10 more minutes. So I'm gonna grab some kitchen roll, and then we're gonna start. Do you know what? I'm actually gonna leave them for a bit longer, because I really don't want to waste all that bicarbonate soda and not have any results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, because this video is nearly an hour long. Look, you can see that. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw that. There was like a drop of like, yeah, look, you can see it there. See on my hands? Yeah, it's definitely doing something to these old circulated coins. It's cleaning them up really, really nicely, actually. You can see it, literally, look at that, there you go. On my hands, you can almost see the dirt coming off. Oh, there we go. So I must have done it right then. I must have done something right for it to be coming off like that. So yeah, I'm probably going to leave these a little bit longer, just to kind of see how they turn out. I really like them already. These didn't really look that visually appealing in my videos, because all the other silver that I have in my videos is quite shiny and quite new, and these always looked a little bit dull in my videos. Whenever I was recording, I always kind of saw these in the background looking a little bit dull, which is a shame, because these are one of my favourite pieces of silver, the old circulated coins that have like history behind them. So it's actually quite nice now they've got a lease of life, because when they're in videos, they're going to kind of really hold their own against the kind of newer, shinier silver. That's coming up really nice as well. Yeah, so maybe I've got it right. Maybe this is working. There we go. I shouldn't have doubted myself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap up the video here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep talking actually for another 7 minutes, because I've never done an hour-long video on this channel before, and I was actually going to edit this video. There's a few bits in this video that I messed up, but I think it'll be quite nice for you to see that when you record a video, especially for those of you that are just starting YouTube channels and you think that these videos are flawless and I just set up a camera and I start talking, it's not the case. It's never ever the case. So I did a video that I filmed earlier, and I'll be releasing that probably later today. I think I'll be releasing that one. I'm not really sure. I'm going to be releasing that within the next couple of days once I've finished editing it. And basically I took around 30 attempts, no joke, 30 attempts to film it. I kept messing up, and I quite like to flow when I'm chatting. You probably realise once I get going, I quite like to kind of flow and talk about the topic I'm talking about. But I just couldn't flow. Well, I was flowing, but then I'd mess up something. And instead of just kind of editing it out, I was like, no, I'm going to start again. So I was like, hello, fellow stackers, 365, welcome back on my channel. And then I'd talk for like 3 minutes and I'd mess something up. Then I'd start the whole thing again. And it got to a stage where my phone ran out of memory. And I looked at my phone and I'd done 1 hour and 20 minutes of takes, if you like. So I spent 1.5 hours nearly of messing up my video. And when I finally got it right, I had to cut loads of bits together to make the video right from all the ones I messed up. The video is like 5 minutes long. It's one of the smallest videos I've done. My videos are normally around 7 to 10 minutes long. This video, you'll see it in a few days' time. It's called No One Wants to Get Rich. Everyone wants to get rich quick. No one wants to get rich slow. And that is a Warren Buffett quote. And that's the title of the video. And yeah, it's like 5 minutes long. So it's one of my shortest videos, but it actually took me the longest ever to record. 1 hour and 20 minutes in total just to get a 5-minute video. So yeah, like I said, those of you that are just starting channels and you're trying to film and you're messing up what you're saying and you feel like you have to put loads of editing into it to cut out bits and pieces, just know that I've been doing this channel for nearly 7 months now, and I still mess up when I'm filming. I still have to cut little bits out. I still slur, even if I haven't had a drink, I still slur and I still mess things up. And sometimes I swear because I get annoyed, and I don't really swear anyway, to be honest. I only swear here and there from down the pub with the lads. I don't really swear in my home, and you'll rarely hear me swear unless I'm really, really wound up. But on this channel, I want to keep this channel where it's a channel that anyone can watch it. Like, I know there's some people that let their children watch my videos. And I think it was Thirsty Water that said to me a few weeks back that his children really enjoy watching my videos. I'm sure it was Thirsty Water that said that. And I thought it's really nice that people can let people watch my videos without them having to worry about me saying something that's inappropriate or swearing or something like that. And I have had things in the past where I've done a video and I've sworn and I've almost left it in because it's funny, but I thought, no, I'm going to take it out because I like the fact that people can let their children watch my videos. Because if you've got, say, like a 9-10-year-old or something like that that's interested in stacking and they want to kind of learn stuff and they enjoy watching this sort of content, it's nice to be able to show your children my videos and know that there won't be any swearing or any inappropriate language or anything like that on them. So that's what I always try and do. But the point of what I'm trying to say is, whenever I swear, I always have to cut that out as well. And I rarely swear, but I do have to cut that out of videos. And I always mess up. I'm always refilming, and I want my videos to kind of flow. So sometimes I've done like a 7-minute long video and I've messed up the last kind of minute. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm not happy with that. So I've done the whole video again, and I've had to like remember what I've kind of said and what bits sounded good and what bits didn't sound good. And do you know what I mean? I've had to redo the whole video just because I wasn't happy with how it flowed. So yeah, you will get some videos that you can just do off the bat. And I know Future Investments has started doing his videos where they're one takes, and he's really got it down to a T now. And you can really tell that it comes across really natural, because when he does his videos, you can see that there's minimal cuts in them now, because he's kind of got to a stage where he'll sit there. And don't get me wrong, he's told me that me and Future Investments chat most days, pretty much every day we've spoke since we met. And he does get days where he can't film, he hasn't got a topic to film, or he keeps messing it up or whatever. But you'll notice a lot of his like most recent videos, some of them are like 10 minutes long, and there's hardly any cuts in them. He's just chatting. So he's really perfecting the skill of being able to talk and not mess up the content. Whereas I haven't quite got to that stage yet. I still have to edit it quite a lot. And don't get me wrong, I do get some videos that go really well and I don't have to do much editing. But like I said, today wasn't my day. 1 hour and 20 minutes for a 5-minute long video. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. But we're going to wrap the video up there. And like I was trying to get to before I went off on another tangent, is I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to upload this video as an hour-long video. I can't remember the bits I messed up. But yeah, I think I'm just going to upload it. I'm not going to edit it at all. And you'll see that there's bits where I mess up what I'm saying, so then I re-say it, because then when I edit it, normally I'd cut that a bit out. So say I said something like, say I picked up a coin and I called it a gold coin by mistake. Say I said, oh, this 1 ounce gold coin. What I'll do is I'll try and put my hand back down where it was, and I'll go, this 1 ounce silver coin. And then when I do the edit, I'll cut out the gold bit, so it looks like it kind of flows and I've said it the first time kind of thing. So yeah, you probably noticed that at the beginning of this video, I messed up a few times and I've reset it. But yeah, I'm going to leave this in its raw form. It is currently 59 minutes and 40 seconds. The video will be longer than an hour anyway, because I think my intro is like 5 seconds long, 10 seconds long, whatever it may be. So yeah, we've got an hour-long video. I'll be really, really interested to see who's actually watched it all the way through. And like I said, I do not expect any of you to be watching all the way through, because it's just me sitting here on a Friday night with a glass of whiskey, trying to clean some coins, showing you my new candle, and just yeah, talking about life in general. So yeah, if you have made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, really nice of you to commit a whole hour of your time to watch one of my videos. So yeah, I do really appreciate that. As always, thanks for all the support. We are currently 80 subscribers away from 7,000 subscribers. So yeah, really exciting. I've got some exciting news to announce within the next couple of weeks. It's to do with my 10,000 subscriber giveaway, because we're well on the way to 10,000 now. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone that's watched this video. Appreciate all the support. And as always, I hope you have a nice day.